Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the USA 2019, which was a complicated story. The protagonists today were Ian, that's me, James, who you'll see there on pole, and Ken. Now this was the first aborted race. James was on pole, I was second, Ken was third. It was a wet start. I made a superb start, and at this point everything looked pretty good. However, I braked a bit deep. Not the only one to brake deep. Yes, found myself out there. And I found myself with Danny Kvyat on my left, chopping across. And meanwhile there's mayhem behind. Absolute mayhem. It's wet, and the first corner is tricky at the best of times, but with some very aggressive driving out there. There was a massive pile up. The yellow flag came out, as you can see already, and then very shortly thereafter we had the safety car, and the race was abandoned. It was the only sensible thing to do. There was far too much damage, and it was time to regroup, get everybody together, get their heads screwed back on, and go again. So that was the initial aborted race, and everybody was hoping that it wouldn't be wet for the second start. So the second start, now you'll notice the difference here. James is on pole, Ken's second, I'm third, and then there are the rest of them. So third place on the grid for me now. What's going to happen at the start? Well, it's a controversial start, ladies and gentlemen. Make of this what you will. The tension builds. Obviously it's very wide first corner entry. Anything can happen. Everybody's very much looking in their mirrors and conscious of what might happen behind. At this point the lights go out, and already you can see I'm moving before the Ferrari. Little bit of wheel spin there, but I've got very good grip at this point. I'm getting alongside the Ferrari. The Alpha of James is also coming into my range. He's got to be careful. He takes it sensibly. I almost run into the back of him, but both James and I run a little wide. Now this means that Lewis Hamilton's come right up there, and there's Ken. Ken is alongside. As we turn towards the right-hander, the Ferrari... Oh, does the Ferrari come across a little bit? Well, you'll have to make your own minds up. But suddenly the Ferrari sideways, the Red Bull sideways. James is dealing with Lewis Hamilton, and it's time to recover and get going again. So off we go. It's been, well, let's face it, disappointing at that point there. And off to the right hand side in a minute, you'll see there he is. The Ferrari rejoins. Ken actually had damage. He seemed to have had a very complicated accident, so he has now got damage, and we are, as you can see, 20th and 19th. Let's just hang around behind here while we sort ourselves out. I think about going down the inside here, but Ken's possibly not seen me, so we'll just let that one go. I'm also feeling somewhat guilty about what's just happened. So, lap 2, and Ken's getting stuck in. I don't know if you could see that, but he took 2 cars on the entry to that corner. He's starting to chop through despite his damage. And there again you can see up ahead he's got some understeer, so the AI there goes for the inside, tangles with him, just hurls it down the inside, tangles with him. There's pieces of carbon fibre everywhere. They're very slow on the way out the corner, and suddenly I'm picking up places. But Ken was going to stay out for a little bit, but he eventually decided he got to his pit window, and you can see again there's the Haas. The Haas has joined us. A moment's hesitation by myself as working out what to do on the way in, and the Haas has joined in and pinged down the middle, and he's not having it, so he's edging me towards the outside of the track. So I take the hint, let it go, and Hulkenberg in the Renault gets past as well. Tough racing by some very over-aggressive, you might think, tactics by some of these people, considering what had happened on the first race. So it left me with no choice but to be a little brave sometimes and just close my eyes, turn in, and see if we can get away with it. But even there, look, they're not giving up, and they could have given me more room. Here again on the brakes as we go down the end of the straight. Well, where's the Renault? There's the Renault, just into the side of me. Mr. Hulkenberg seemed to be particularly aggrieved today. here's Ken being a gentleman and letting me go. He's decided on lap 4 he's going to go in the pits. His pit window's open. He can go in and get some new tyres on, and Ken did some nice laps after getting some nice tyres on, so he let me go there. This is me trying to carve my way through up to P4 by lap 7. I'll pit at the end of this lap, and lap 8, as you can see, I'm P20 when I come out from the pits, so quite a long way back. Now, further evidence of the difficulties I was having, I come down the inside of Hulkenberg, and off to the left you can just see there's Ken. There's almost a yellow flag, and there's Ken. He's had a bit of a moment. Later on, lap 10, I'm going to get involved in the Bottas-Vettel action. They're lining up on the inside, so I can't tuck in behind Bottas. Let's keep it on the outside and see if I can just get my foot down. Yeah, I seem to have managed to go around the outside of the Ferrari, and this was a critical moment for my race. I'm inside Valtteri, I'm inside the Mercedes, I'm inside, he turns it on me, surely. And I'm sideways around, and now I'm facing the barrier. There's a yellow flag at this point. My reversing actually caused the safety car to be deployed. I don't know what happened behind. The safety car meant that we had to make up ground quickly at the end, and that's me, lap 13, plunging past a couple of guys. Meanwhile, up at the front, James has had a fantastic race, controlled it all the way through, although he had a bit of a fuel issue at the end, shall we say. He definitely had a fuel issue, and he burnt through his tyres despite the safety car. But hats off to James, who won. Ken, he made second, and I pulled up in 6th at the end. So, well, it was fun in the end. We enjoyed it. Hope you did too. Bye.